George was browsing in a souvenir shop when the man next to him struck up a conversation. Just as that man was telling George that his wife was getting carried away with all of her shopping, a brief power outage caused the lights to flicker overhead. Ah, that man said to George, "That must be my wife checking out now." All of us have probably experienced an electrical outage at our house, perhaps multiple different times. Have you ever experienced a courage outage? Michael Green writes a brief article about the need for a suspension bridge across a wide open gulf, a gorge. How could a bridge be built across such a wide open space? In fact, how could the process even begin? He goes on to say that in this particular situation, an arrow was shot from one side of that gorge to the other. That arrow carried across that gorge a tiny thread, and thus a connection was made to the opposite side of that gulf. That thread was used to then draw a piece of twine across. The twine then carried after it a small rope. The rope soon carried across a cable, and in good time, the iron chains from which that bridge would hang were also moved across that gorge. What looked like an impossible challenge was accomplished from a simple, small process. One small step, and then a second step, each step building on the success of the previous step. Although often weak in its beginning stage, a seemingly very small faith can draw us to a stronger and stronger faith that will accomplish great and greater things. All of us have had to face major challenges in life. If we haven't faced them yet, just wait, because we will. Everyone on the journey of life has to face a challenge or two or three or more. In serious need of a beauty makeover, Mabel went to a salon with a fashion magazine photo of a gorgeous, young, lustrous-haired model. Mabel showed the stylist the trendy new cut she wanted for her hair, and she settled into the chair as the hairstylist began humming a catchy tune and got to work on her very thin, graying hair. Mabel was pleased that her hairstylist was so cheerful, had a great attitude, until she recognized the melody of what he was humming. The hairstylist was humming the theme from Mission Impossible. Just before the death of Jesus, hours before, Peter boldly pledged his allegiance to Jesus, saying, "I will lay down my life for you." Well, Jesus knew Peter better than Peter knew himself. And he said to Peter, "Before the rooster crows, you will disown me 3 times. Peter failed that challenge. However, after Jesus had died and was resurrected, Peter, who had denied Jesus, began to serve Jesus courageously and glorified Jesus by eventually dying for Jesus himself. Whatever your challenge, whatever my challenge, we do not face it alone. We face the future because Jesus is with us.